Mr. President, a couple of questions for you on Iran, but first one that affects Americans here at home, gas prices. Today they hit $4.
We have $4, yeah, and we have a country that's not going to be throwing a nuclear weapon at us in 6 months.
Of course, but Americans are feeling the effects in the interim of this
and they're also feeling a lot safer.
What is the plan to bring them back down?
All I have to do is leave Iran, and we'll be doing that very soon, and they'll become tumbling down. And if France or some other country wants to get oil or gas, they'll go up through the Strait and Hormuz Strait. They'll go right up there, and they'll be able to fend for themselves. I think it'll be very safe, actually, but we have nothing to do with that. What happens with the Strait, we're not going to have anything to do with, because these countries, China will go up and they'll fuel up their beautiful ships and they'll leave and they'll take care of themselves. There's no reason for us to do it. We hit them hard. We got rid of a lot of the radicalized lunatics along the Strait. But if they want something, but I would say that within 2 weeks, maybe 3.
Pardon me for interrupting. The U.S. will be gone or done with the war?
I think with 2 or 3 weeks.
Not 3 weeks. If it is,
we'll leave.
So, George, on this week's episode, we are ending the war. Maybe, probably ending the war. Going out, pulling out.
2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month tops. Maybe tomorrow. It depends on how farty I feel in the morning.
All right, so it's been a busy week. He's been teasing about pulling out of Iran for a few days now.
Luigi has an address tonight. Has an address literally tonight to the nation. Much anticipated, more than a month late, an address to the nation to explain what the fuck are you doing, bro, in the Middle East, bro. And do you think, Luigi, is he gonna announce, I don't know, a special ops operation into Iran, Kargil and whatever, or is he gonna pull out? What do you think, Luigi?
I think he's pulling out at this point. I mean, a ground operation would be the biggest disaster on the planet.
100%.
Like in history. He's under a lot of pressure, and the last week, well, since we last spoke, really, he's really been responding to the market. So market falls, Trump is out saying, we're pulling out just a week more, and the markets go up, and then he doesn't pull out, and then markets come back down. As always, the only enforcement mechanism remains the stock market.
100%.
What do you think? Is he going to escalate?
I always lean that he was gonna pull out. I still lean that he's gonna pull out. Nevertheless, I cannot completely dismiss the possibility, because he is amassing more troops to the Middle East. But it seems,
It's leverage. I'm gaining, amassing, building up my huge, ginormous, beautiful leverage.
I mean, the thing with Trump, Luigi, is that he inhabits his own fucking reality. So he will do whatever, state whatever. For a week now, he's been going on about negotiations with Iran. Important to say that Iran has mainly reputed that any negotiations have been actually happening. Actual negotiations.
Although Pakistan was out yesterday with a 5-point proposal to end the war, not a ceasefire, ending the war, and China backed that as well. Funny how that works.
They've got their terms, but it's not actually anything being negotiated. The United States like, we want this, and then Iran is like, we want this, and that's the extent of the negotiations between intermediaries. Trump, nevertheless, is like, the new president of Iran is so much less radicalized, Luigi. Same guy. Literally the same guy. And then you've got his whole shtick about the regime change being achieved, even though, again, it's his fucking son, dude.
We had to take a little detour because we had a madman named Khomeini, who sadly is no longer with us. And we had regime change already. We've knocked out one regime, then we knocked out the second regime. Now we have a group of people that are very different. They're much more reasonable, I think much less radicalized. We have had regime change.
Let's be real, Donny. How much of a change is Donny Jr. gonna be?
Look, as far as let's talk about goals for a second. If you think that the goal is regime change, clearly it hasn't worked. If the goal was decapitating sort of nuclear capabilities, that might be achieved to a good
No, 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 Luigi.
extent.
That was achieved last time, last year.
Totally obliterate. Yeah, but
That was achieved last year. They asked him yesterday, by the way, Reuters, and he was like, "No, I don't care about the nuclear material. It's buried fucking miles deep. Who gives a shit?" So that's been excused yesterday.
yeah, I think that's how they're approaching it. That the enriched uranium that Iran had, we've bombed the facility so much that it would take them like they.
So sorry, Luigi, but that
Yeah,
cannot be a goal for now because that was what was achieved last time. So what were the goals? And on that point, I just want to know that he's kept himself completely fucking flexible because he's given no actual goal. He's given a bunch of goals depending on the hour of the time and how he feels that day. But that does not constitute.
strategic ambiguity. If you never state your goals, when you pull out, you can achieve your goals. Like
They've
there
even
were no
asked him
goals to
now.
begin with.
They've even asked him now that does Iran has to play a part in this whole thing? No. I
Yeah.
can declare victory, pull out. They don't have to make a deal. I've achieved my goals.
That's exactly what I think is going to happen. So Trump pulls out, maybe after a week of more bombing. He declares victory. The Strait of Hormuz stays closed. No resolve. Like the nuclear issue doesn't get resolved. And funnily enough,
Great success.
as far as I've seen, as far as I've seen
Sorry,
from the
sorry,
Iranian,
Luigi, sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but on that point, and of course, the leadership in Iran probably becomes more extreme than before after what has happened this time.
there's two ways to see that. Another might be that once the bombs stop flying, the chances that people rise up against the regime might increase again.
Definitely there's an angle with that. But on the other hand, I expect that the Iranian Revolutionary Guard is going to go all hands on deck with how they
Yeah,
approach what's going to happen forward.
that I do agree with.
I expect oppression within Iranian society to rise. But there's a point to what you're saying, yeah.
In any case, the point is he can't keep it up for much longer because at some point I'm hearing that oil prices in Alabama have doubled in the span of a month. I
Sweet home
mean,
Alabama.
right? So at some point that hits your base, and
He's
but
done. Yeah.
they, they have removed
I did my
they
poo, Luigi, and now France should clean it up.
they have removed. You're absolutely right. The Europeans need to to figure it out at this point.
But I mean, the whole European angle, I love that we've become his fucking punching bag, literally. Anytime anything goes wrong, why the fuck didn't France come and clean up my poo-poo? What the fuck is this shit? I helped and Luigi, it genuinely, it fucks with my mind so hard whenever he's like, we helped you so much with Ukraine. Bro, you did fuck all. That's the guy you shit on every day.
Yeah.
That's the guy who helped us. Get the fuck out of here, Tony. Get
No,
the fuck here.
on a related note to that, he said absolutely nothing about Russia helping the
That
Iranian
fucking,
regime.
we love
No,
Putin.
not
Luigi, we love the guy.
not only has he not said anything about Putin,
Fucking
removed
love.
he's removed sanctions on
Yes.
Russian oil. He's also, check this out, removed sanctions on Iranian
Yes.
oil in the
And on
sea.
exactly that point, he's allowing the Iranians to pass through the strait because theoretically he could bomb them.
Yeah, but then
But then the price of
again,
oil gets even more fucked. Exactly. He's in a
exactly.
fuck. He's in a vice and he's slowly getting squeezed.
Trump discovering what everybody has known for 40 years. If the Strait of Hormuz closes, we are fucked. I mean,
And by the way, Luigi, it's such an embarrassment. It honestly, I cannot believe that even the young magas can really follow through with it because the guy is such a joke at this point. He's all over the place. I listen to his stuff and it's like, how can you honestly, you're a right-wing guy. And I'm a little young guy because old guys, maybe their brains are Swiss cheese by this point. Fuck it. I mean, you're a young right-wing guy. You're listening to this dude being asked, why are we doing this in Iran? And 2 minutes in, his mind just turns to mush and it's like, look at this ballroom. Look at this beautiful ballroom I'm going to design. Like, what is this? What is this shit?
And regime change is an imperative. I think we have it automatically. I did something today. We just got these in from the architects. A lot of people are talking about how beautiful the ballroom is. For 150 years, they've wanted to build a ballroom at the White House. They no longer, we took the stairs out that were on the south side and really replaced them with these stairs. So you have an open porch and you have the closed porch under the columns. This is a view of the columns as they are going to be made. They're going to be hand carved and they're beautiful. Top of the line, there'll be Corinthian, which is considered the best, most beautiful by far. I think it'll be the finest ballroom of its kind anywhere in the world.
Fuck your
That's good.
ballroom, dude.
All right. Let's discuss the following. What do you think the chances are that the Strait of Hormuz, let's say Trump pulls out, which he most likely will, it seems, at this point, maybe a couple of more weeks.
I hope so.
What are the chances the Iranians reopen the Strait of Hormuz?
Well, it's good that the Europeans haven't gotten that much involved because, I mean, the Iranians are slowly opening access to some countries that are not in any way involved in this.
Non-US affiliated countries, mostly
non-US.
Asian, ex-Japan.
Who, let's be real, apart from Japan, Korea, who are really US affiliated, the rest of Asia are the ones who are getting most of the oil from the Strait. So I'm hoping that everything sort of recalibrates when the asshole moves out, because he's the one causing the issue anyway. But there's another issue to consider. The Iranians have sustained shitloads of damage to their infrastructure and stuff. They're going to need money. They might, I don't know, do tolls. Because they're going to need money to rebuild the fucking country, at least militarily.
Okay, let's discuss the latest.
So before that, it's going to damage. It's going to damage to the world economy.
If it stays closed for another couple of months, we
Massive
are
damage.
epically screwed. And I'm talking Europe and Asia first, but it boomerangs
Even the
back
United
to the
States
US.
will get screwed. And he knows it. He sees what's happening in beautiful Alabama with the gas prices. So.
I mean, remember, Trump's North Star is the stock market, and right below that, it's oil prices. We must bring the oil price down.
The drill, baby,
drill.
Drill, baby, drill. What the fuck, drill, baby, drill guy?
We also need to remember this is an election year. The longer he stays, the more votes he loses. So
I believe that there's no fucking way he recovers from this by the midterms. He's done for in the midterms.
I don't know, man. The news cycle moves pretty quickly.
100%. I mean, Luigi. I mean, if he actually invades Greenland by then, he's absolutely fucked in the midterms. I think it doesn't play well to him that the cycle moves on because he will only escalate in stupidity levels. Is the way I'm.
By the way, there's other serious stuff happening and nobody's paying attention to it. For example, it's pretty clear that the US labor market is weakening. This has been playing out in, let's say, in slow motion for the last 6 months. But like companies, almost every day you're getting an announcement from a new company laying off like 10 or 20% of its workforce because AI or because we are doing automation. Another thing that's playing out, that's playing in the background, is the birthright citizenship case at the Supreme Court, which again, another fiasco of the Trump administration. Apparently, Trump is going to attend the trial in person, so that should make for some nice fireworks. And he's threatening to quit NATO for the upteenth time because NATO is a paper tiger.
Dude, don't let the door hit you on your way out. I've got no other comments. Just go. Go. We have no alliance anyway. There is no NATO alliance. I mean, you're not gonna call Donald Trump for help anyway. So who are we fooling here?
You know what else scares me? The president that this sets. Because if the US can start bombing a country on a whim, what about
We're not
China?
joining.
Look,
Yeah, yeah,
what
yeah.
about China looking at Taiwan at some point
100%.
and saying, you know,
And I mean, what's the next Democrat president gonna say? What's he gonna say?
Gavin, I'm so strong, Newsom.
Gavin Newsom. Yeah, what's Gavin gonna say to the Chinese when they invade Taiwan in 3 years?
I
As a
wonder.
thought.
I wonder what happens if it happens. You know, let's say that happens during Trump's presidency. Is Trump the guy to send the fleet to defend Taiwan? Is that the guy? I
No,
don't think
that's
so.
not the guy.
I
That's not the
really
guy.
don't think so. And
Taiwan, they stole our semiconductors. You know it, Luigi. I know it. NATO is run by a bunch of bitches. They're bitches. Wars in the Middle East that the Americans have not been fucking satiated on for now how many 30
yeah,
years? Give me
the-
the rest, dude. It's not working.
and Trump, like in the Middle East,
Trump
let's
ran
say
on fucking ending the Middle Eastern wars.
True,
Can
and
you
now he's
imagine
saying
what kind of imbecile accepts a guy who literally 180s in front of him and fucking
in a
slop his
year,
feet in a year,
in a
slop his
single year,
feet out,
yeah.
being like, we have to trust the president. His mushroom is too powerful. Morons, dude, being lied to. Not even Democrats lie that much
Yeah.
to their voters. Even Biden, we gotta do minimum wage. We're gonna do. And then, at least it's not like I love the minimum wage, and then it's like I hate it. What the fuck?
Okay, if we're gonna judge Biden for a second, if you think about industrial policy, he actually gave incentives to reshore factories,
He
important
tried, yeah.
strategic factories, semiconductors, and
Try
all
to
of
do it
that.
strategically and not just I'm gonna tariff everybody and everyone because I don't like foreigners.
Yeah, yeah. So those, I find it funny that we are praising a mediocre president by most counts because the following president was so utterly,
It's
what's
full
the word?
insanity at this point.
Yeah,
Full
full insanity.
insanity. He's gonna do insane shit with Cuba next. Greenland's on the menu. Fuck knows what he's gonna do. We pray that he pulls out of fucking Iran right now because he's done enough damage to the Middle East. I mean, on the
Yeah.
background, you have him being like, we're gonna pull out every day because this is the stock market and gas prices. But then I mean, 5 hours in on Truth Social, he's like, we're gonna bomb the fuck out of your desalination facilities, literally war crimes. And then
Yeah.
there's like, what is this shit,
And
America?
he
What is
keeps
this
imposing
shit?
deadlines as well. It's like you have 1 week to, and then goes back
You
on the
have
deadline.
5 days, 3 weeks, 11 fucking years.
Let's end with this. Let's try to predict what the next couple of weeks look like. Here's my take. Trump pulls out, makes a big show out of achieving all of our goals that we never stated, and leaves, just leaves, right? Pulls US troops out of the region and might come back in a few months to mow the lawn, in a sense. But I think that's exact. Like, I don't think we're doing boots on the ground. I think that ship has sailed. How do you see the next couple of weeks?
I see pretty similarly, yeah. That is not gonna do boots on the ground. and he's gonna pull out, and then we're gonna have to figure out what's gonna happen next with
He's
the
gonna
mess he's left.
he's gonna brand it as the biggest success mankind has ever seen.
Yeah, you see, he floated the Arab countries paying for the Iran war, and I was like,
Yeah,
if he
yeah.
makes
That's,
Mohammed fucking pay for this, worth it.
by the way, this has okay, a side note, but as far as the other Arab nations in the region, most of them were trying to transform their economy, sort of invest all of that oil money, trying to bring AI, sort of data centers into the region. That ship has sailed. Like you're not building a 50 billion data center in a region that could have rockets flying tomorrow.
I mean, it's a risk to sail a tanker through, let alone build something immovable. Yeah, it's a
All
problem.
right, good
Whatever
times.
this guy touches turns to shit, basically.
Reverse Midas touch.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun-dun.
Let's finish
Right.
on that with our beautiful reverse Midas touch guy, which we're hoping is gonna very, 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 very soon pull out of his stupid fucking illegal war he launched for literally no reason, possibly because of the Epstein files.
Hallelujah.
See you folks. See you soon. Bye bye.
Come